Hypnos Lullaby V2. This mod has a kind of special spot in my heart. This is the mod that kind of got me back into FNF. Kind of. But V1 actually drove me away from FNF because I was too much of a baby at the time to handle kind of scary visuals. But the V2 came out, well, the cancelled version came out, and honestly, I liked it a lot. I used to love this mod. But I personally think it kind of fell off, and for a while I thought it was kind of garbage. But now I have refined how I rank, and I think this mod is good. It's not the best, but it's good. Pretty good. Now, there are some F tiers. Sorry. Oh, there's get out tiers. There is no help me tiers, however. But there's all the other tiers. Except Chromium and Zenith, but you know what I'm saying. This mod's the first mod to have the lowest of all mods, but some mods have some pretty bad lows. Or like really, really bad. But there's only 2 songs, and the rest of the stuff is honestly pretty enjoyable. So I guess we can go rank them now. I need to get better at these intros, man. Look, guys. I really, and I do mean really, dislike Purin. Like, a lot. Besides the fact that I can't really even say the name right, like Purin. Well, it doesn't really matter, because it's not like I'm really thinking about the song much, for a good reason. I don't like a single thing about this song. Let me just go over the things in order. There's 3 major things. 1, there's the instrumental. This instrumental is really, it's an instrumental. I'll give you that. The instrumental build-up, if you could even call it that. Just the opening of the song is really, really dragged on. I just wish it kind of started sooner. And then the Jigglypuff sings, and, I don't like this chromatic a lot. It's a really weird chromatic, and like, I don't say per se it's bad at all. It's just, it's not really nice to listen to. And Pico does actually freestyle here. The problem is, when he's not freestyling, the song is, very empty. It feels like. And honestly, once again, the instrumental doesn't really help this feel. It's just, like, I could definitely understand if the song was going for more of an eerie vibe and, like, how everything is. I just don't like it at all. And also, apparently, the song had a lot of, unfinished stuff with it. Like, the reverse section, I'll talk about in a moment, was supposed to be, like, more of a from Pico's perspective, and the intro cutscene was gonna have, like, a actual cutscene, and stuff was gonna happen, and apparently Pico was gonna fall asleep and his ghost was gonna come out for a moment. There's just a lot of stuff that just didn't make it into the final cut. And honestly, the song would have looked a lot cooler. Wouldn't help with the sound though, because of course I only listen to the OST stuff. But yeah, I'm not appalled by Purin necessarily. I just don't like it at all. It's not that good of a song to listen to, guys. It's just the background instrumental, like I said, is very lifeless to me. I don't really get much of it. Don't really like how Jigglypuff sounds a lot. And the reverse section, I just don't like reverse sections at all in FNF usually. Very few work for me. There used to be one that worked for me, but even that fell off, and now I don't really like that at all. And this song's just it's kind of hard to get through a little bit, guys. It's pretty hard to get through.
Wake up to reality. Nothing ever goes as planned in this accursed world.
Okay, so Lost Cause has... It was pretty close to being actually good. If just this mod wasn't cancelled and they like redid this song before it came out, this could have been like really good. I like the concept of the opening, how GF's using other songs to like from the base game to like snap boyfriend out of his trance. That's a good idea. However, I do not like how it was. It was way too short and really didn't give enough time for anything to like stick. And then Hypno comes out, and so I'm not gonna mention. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna mention both chromatics. So Hypno in this song specifically does not sound that good. Hypno's chromatic is actually fine. It's nice. I like how they actually does sound like a Hypno from the games. So that's a bonus. Anyways, it doesn't sound that good, like I said. And Girlfriend, worst usage of her vocals in the mod, but the chromatic itself is I've kind of grown old out of it. Back when mods used to just use this chromatic for GF and didn't like make their own chromatics. This chromatic's completely fine, honestly. It's just kind of getting old and tired, and honestly, this mod's fine to have it because it's the mod that started it, but like, whatever. But listening to this song is kind of a mess, honestly. And this song is very messy in my opinion. I feel like starting from when Hypno shows up, the whole song is kind of just the same. It feels like I could really have listened to the whole song like so many times, and I probably would have been like, okay, moving on. I do want to say something kind of funny, but somehow on my playlist on Apple Music of this mod, the only two songs I don't have available are in fact this song and Purin. It's like I just don't have to listen to my two F tiers. It's like it's like Apple Music just knew I wasn't gonna like this, so. But anyways, I'm gonna stop being mean to these songs because they're unfinished and couldn't get the full potential out. And I guess I'm kind of excited for the demo. Or not the demo, the reboot. I didn't mention a reboot. I might mention it later. Who knows?
Do you suffer from a lack of a father figure?
It's a bad thing when I literally record the song like with the volume on so I can listen to it and then gather my thoughts so I know what to say, and I already forgot. I literally just recorded the song and I already forgot. Like, yeah, that's how I would say bygone purpose. Bygone purpose, more like bygone freaking memory, man. I cannot remember anything about this song after it's done. And honestly, it's not even, like, too bad. I don't really like it too much. I do have some problems that do, I would say, drag it down. But, like, the concept is actually nice. Little baby Hypno, which, first off, makes no sense at all, since how are you a baby Hypno? You're supposed to, whatever. If you understand how Pokemon works, then this just doesn't make sense. But like the idea of baby Hypno mourning the loss of their trainer who passed away is a nice concept, and I think the instrumental does a good job at that. The instrumental does actually a pretty great job at that, I would say. And for how old this song is and, unfinished, I don't think this one was actually unfinished, but, like, for how old the song is, it's pretty good that it's it was, I'm just saying this song is actually pretty good at its job with the instrumental. However, my problems, first off, Hypno Baby, I don't really like how Baby Hypno sounds too much. It's just not I don't really like it. But then we get to then we get to the trainer, who has a nice chromatic, I'll say, and what they sing is nice. It's just a shame that I just can't really remember it often. And I gotta say, for a song where it is where you're mourning your like where you're mourning someone, okay, this song is too long for what it does, and considering this song barely really changes like anything up aside from the switch from baby to adult Hypno, and like the trainer's the one singing now. Aside from that, like the general melody doesn't change too much, and the little intermission instrumental part doesn't really, I don't really care for it. It doesn't have enough. What I'm trying to say is this song needed to branch out more if it wanted to be almost 4 minutes long. If not, it should have been around a 2-minute long song and then ended. It's just too long for what it was going for. And I think it could have made this runtime plausible if like more things happened in the song. Like if Hypno sang would probably give it some better, would help it be more entertaining, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. But he doesn't, so oh well. Oh boy, this is it's really complicated for me to talk about Left Unchecked a lot of times. This song is like the perfect example of like how I see some C tiers. By the way, all C tiers in this mod are like on the higher end of C tiers. They're all overall, I'd in the end say they're good songs. I just personally don't find them good myself. Like that kind of C tier. But anyways, Left Unchecked has like 3 major problems, but also if it's positives first. I really like this instrumental a lot. I like the I really like that. That's kind of, it's really catchy to think of, and like not like catchy, but it's a nice little earworm I like. And like the main melody, like the that's also really good. Other than that, I'd really like, can't stress enough. Like, there are some parts I just can't stand. Let me start with Hypnos chromatic. I didn't like in Lost Cause. Left Unchecked, it's a lot better. I still don't like it too much. It's a fine chromatic. I just don't really personally like it. And then GF once again is here. And also, the chromatic's nice, but this is where you can see some of the problems in the chromatic itself. In the ending part where like they use the spam, Hypno sounds fine. GF, however, does not sound good. I do not like how she sounds, and it's not like spam, but like it's just really fast, and I don't think the song it should have gone that fast. And this song, the middle section, I'd be so honest, is so not forgettable, not boring. It's just there. It doesn't really interest me a lot, and in the end, I just kind of end up forgetting about it. And honestly, if you like this song a lot, I could understand why people like this song. I really do understand. But for me personally, I just it's completely average. It averages out. The good and bad makes it honest in middle, even though it's not halfway. To start off anything, before I start off like actually ranking this song, I just want to say how adorable Shinto is. Like, I just want a plushie of her so badly. I love to have one of these things. She looks so adorable and so silly. I love her so much. But anyways, Shinto as a song is fine. This song honestly doesn't do too much. It is kind of just Shinto toying with Gray, and before he catches her, which is not supposed to happen, but it's fine. This song is completely fine. I do have some issues with it. So my first biggest issue is Gray's vocals. I think in this song specifically they are used not as well as in Shit No, which I mean, maybe it's just because of how like Shit No like just conveys the whole situation more, and how his voice fluctuates a lot more from like scared to serious. Like this one, he's just kind of normal. He's just an old player just coming across another Pokemon, you know. Except I'm pretty sure in the lore something like bad happened to him. She's like trapped in the game or something. I forget. I just remember what happens to him at the end of Shit No, but it's whatever. I do have a compliment to this song though. I do like how the vocals themselves bounce off each other. But yet, once again, Gray has another problem, is there's some times where he's just a little bit quiet. Mainly whenever him and Shinto are like singing together, sometimes he's a little quieter. When I know like it's like that's intentional sometimes to convey like one's talking over the other, or like one's doing the main melody, one's doing a backup. But I feel like there's sometimes where it wasn't necessary. Mainly when they were singing together, like when they were singing the same thing. I feel like at that time they could have been equal, but at the same time it might have sounded off if they were equal. But Shinto themselves actually has a nice chromatic. It's one of my favorites in the mod. Not my favorite, but definitely one of my favorites. And I gotta admit, this instrumental's honestly really nice. It's really jumpy and bouncy. For as much as this horror mod gets to jumpy and bouncy. It's a really completely fine song. Doesn't do anything wrong. It's just really cute and fun. And I like that. But once again, I think Gray is holding it back for me a little bit too much for me to like legitimately enjoy this. And like one final issue, I think this song was a little bit too long. They should have stretched it out to like only, not stretched it out, shortened it to like 2.5 minutes instead of like 3 minutes. Oh boy, we got a pretty big one going on this time. Brimstone is definitely a C tier song, considering it has a lot of good elements and a lot of bad elements. Let's start off just by phase. To start off, we have Buried Alive. I can confidently say I'm not a fan of his vocals. I think they're just... I mean, they're kind of fitting for like a zombified human monster. Same time, I just don't really like them. They're kind of quiet sometimes. Like, at times they're quiet, other times they're just... I just don't like how they sound, honestly. And Boyfriend sounds like Boyfriend, so that's a plus. Honestly, the main melody they use that comes up a bunch is a completely fine melody. It's nice. And I will admit, I do really like the Pokemon references, like how the intro starts with the Pokemon battle theme, and like how there's just Pokemon references just all over the place. And then Gengar appears, and honestly, he hasn't sing yet, but he does have my favorite chromatic of all the guys here, because he does sound like Gengar. He generally sounds like he's saying Gengar, and I mean, Gengar has a really cool voice in like the anime and stuff, so that's nice. But before that, like I said, it's not that interesting. But then when Gengar actually sings, I really like the Pokemon reference here, because you're fighting an actual Pokemon and not a dead corpse. Well, I mean, even though he's a ghost type, but we don't care about that. He's so silly. And honestly, his little poses he does are also really silly. And also the art's pretty cool, but that's not part of the ranking. So I should probably shut up about that. And then Gengar starts singing an actual different melody from the Pokemon theme, and it's a really good one too. And then Missing No comes out. This also implies that Boyfriend caught Missing No in Missing No song. But I think Missing No here sounds a little weaker than they did in the actual Missing No song. I just think they're a little quieter compared to some of the other vocals. But instead, like pop off almost, kind of like a pop off of Gengar and Missing No only, is a really nice one. It might be the best part of the song. Might be, because there is another part that is pretty close to it. But this part right here is pretty good. And then Missing No does a kamikaze or something and takes both it and Gengar out of the picture. Then the visuals go to the Game Boy style, and then Boyfriend starts singing another Pokemon melody. Which, I mean, all Pokemon melodies are really nice. But here's one, I don't know. It's kind of just a less complex version of the one he sang with Gengar. And it's not like a different Pokemon melody, which it would have been nicer if it was a different one. But this one's fine. And then Muck appears. And Muck has a really nice chromatic too. I was kind of on the fence of whether I'd call it really nice or just okay. Because there's times where I don't like it, there's times where I really love it. But in the end, I think it's a pretty nice one, and it fits Muck. Fits a pile of sludge. And then, they both sing, both Buried Alive and Muck sing. Not at the same time, but they do like a little, not a duet, but they sing they both sing, and honestly, this part's really nice. The instrumental is really complimenting, and Boyfriend's just popping off really good. But then there's a part where they're kind of like where Muck and Buried Alive are back and forth with the white hand that just appeared out of nowhere. Honestly, I don't care about this part. I think the instrumental dying down was a detriment, and then Muck leaves and the white hand turns to GF. And I mean, I like the chromatic idea, making it slightly more monstrous version of GF's chromatic. Too bad I don't really care that much for GF's chromatic. And when Boyfriend and the Imposter GF were singing together, it actually sounds kind of nice. Not like great, but pretty nice. But then my least favorite part of this song comes up, and it's when after Buried Alive Scream, it kind of just does a more intense version of the opening, which is nice to reprise an opening. I didn't think that was a bad idea. I just personally think I just personally didn't like it. I don't think either Buried Alive or the Imposter GF sound that good, and Boyfriend's kind of carrying the second for me, honestly. But other than that, this song is it's nice, it's okay. I could see myself maybe liking this more if I get over Buried Alive's vocals and just overall some of the parts getting a lot better. Well, I mean, this song has fluctuated a lot. I went from really hating it to really loving it, but so did this entire mod, so it's nothing new.
Follow me, I know the way.
Safety Lullaby. To be completely honest, I don't really have much to say about this song. I like how Hypnos sounds. Honestly, they sound pretty nice. They don't sound friendly, honestly, at all. Like, they don't sound like they're gonna, like, they just sounds like someone's trying to sell you something that you shouldn't be taking. But honestly, what they're saying is honestly not, I wouldn't say convincing, but like they're trying to be convincing. And honestly, the references to the actual creepypasta it's based off of is nice too, pretty nice. And honestly, Girlfriend used best here. I mainly because they're using long notes. I'm pretty sure there was a completely different approach in the original version. I don't remember how it was, but I remember not really liking it. But here they're nice. Their melodies are pretty nice, and that's about it. I really don't have much to say about this song. It's Safety Lullaby. I will say the new reboot version looks pretty nice. I haven't really listened to it too much. I can probably go listen to it again. I don't know. It's just I'm not too excited about the reboot as I thought I'd be. Maybe because I just don't care too much about Hypnos Lullaby anymore as much as I did when I was a little younger, but oh well.
have had 1 hour of sleep, 1 brownie, 2 shots of espresso, and I am ready to either fight God or die trying.
Oh my god, is this song long? Like, I knew the song was, like, long when I first was coming into this ranking. I just didn't think it was 4 minutes and 58 seconds. Why is it almost 5 minutes long? It's one dude. And, like, there really isn't too much of a switch up aside from the one slower section. And damn! That's basically my biggest problem with Insomnia. This song is way too goddamn long. And I was saying Shinto was long for being only 3 minutes. No! This song is too long. This song shouldn't be getting anywhere close to Brimstone's level with only Silver's chromatic in the mix with Boyfriend. But said chromatic's actually really good. It generally sounds like muffled screaming, as if his mouth is covered up and he can't, you know. That would suck, actually, only being able to breathe through your nose. No way you got enough breathing through that. Anyways, the melodies in this song are actually pretty nice. I specifically like the ones around right here. They're really, really good to listen to. I also really like its instrumentals. The instrumental's pretty simple, but it's honestly pretty nice to listen to. And, Boyfriend sounds a little different here than he usually does in this mod. It's not bad, it's just a little different. I think I prefer normal Boyfriend over this, but this isn't bad at all. And then there's the slow down section. Honestly, it's kind of forgettable, and I honestly don't listen. I usually would rather just skip that section, but I'm not complaining overall. I think it's a completely fine section, and honestly, it's serviceable and it's nice to listen to, at the very least. But yeah, honestly, this song is just too long, and if it was around Shinto's length, maybe just a little bit longer, like 3 minutes, 30 seconds, as long as, if it scraped the 4 minute mark, I would have accepted this. I would probably like the song a lot more, but since it goes way over that and goes almost to the 5 minute mark, I don't think I can have this song much higher. The song is just it's just too long. Simple as that. Isotope. Its biggest problem off the rip is how I think it itself doesn't have many good melodies. There is that one really amazing melody that they use for the main melody that they bring back multiple times. However, any melody other than that, I either can't remember or just flat out don't really like at all. And it's kind of a shame, because this instrumental itself is actually pretty darn good. And Glitchy Red's chromatic is actually really nice. Although I would have liked it to be a little bit more glitchier, but at the same time I'm not going to judge too much, or this entire OST too much based on a cancelled version. I'm never going to do that. However, it's not really memorable. The song isn't too memorable for me. I think if you had told me to name every song in this mod, this would have been one of the last ones. I generally don't remember Isotope sometimes. And that's honestly about it for Isotope. I do like that one melody, and I do really like Glitchy Red's chromatic. I do like Boyfriend, as always. I just don't really care for anything else in this song. I'm sorry if you really love this song. I could see someone really loving this, but I just don't have too much to say for this song. Monochrome. This song is definitely a song. I will be completely honest, when this, the V1 version, the original Monochrome is definitely iconic, but honestly I didn't understand why. I just assumed people just latched onto the very eerie visuals, not like the actual song itself. Because honestly, I do not really like the first half of Monochrome. Well, like the original version of it. I just thought it was kind of okay, and maybe even a little bad. My biggest issues were Gold's chromatic and the screaming. The screaming was very much annoying to me. And it still kind of is. And the instrumental is kind of just an instrumental in my eyes. Nothing's really big about this song, but I do like some of the melodies. Mainly the main one, the opening one's pretty nice, and one in the middle. Other than that, I don't care too much about it. I do kind of like when the Celebi shows up and has that little melody playing that I can't really make out too much. But like when they get really fast paced, I can't really bear this song too much. In that moment where Gold just screams a bunch of times in a row, it's not pleasant at all. I'd understand if someone likes this. It's just not exactly my thing. Also, bro says I'm dead 3 times in a row. Or like, not 3 times in a row, but he says it a little bit too much. But thankfully, this version has kind of a fake out. I wouldn't call it a fake out, but it stopped where the song originally stops. It keeps going after he says no more. And honestly, props to them, because god damn was that just out of nowhere. When I first saw it for the very first time, I was so shocked. I was like, wait, what? We still got moving, we're moving on. And honestly, this instrumental goes from me not caring to it to me really liking it. I really like the instrumental in this part. And honestly, I like how Gold sounds better. He's a little more quiet in this phase, which honestly I think is a good thing. I'd rather have Boyfriend in the front of the vocal performances rather than Gold. But he does sound really nice. And I think this phase goes on for long enough for me to really enjoy it. Now, it's still not great. It is great. It's just comparing it to the first half, it's not enough to save it from B tier, but it makes the song good. I just would rather skip the first half and listen to the second half. Now, guaranteed, in the end, it still carries on a lot of the same problems from the first half. However, I have seen the new version, or like a teaser for the new version for V3, or the reboot. Honestly, it's pretty cool. I need to re-listen to it, but from what I've gotten, it's actually pretty dang cool. Honestly, the reboot itself looks nice enough. Anyways, moving on to the last B tier.
Goodbye, old friend.
I'm not fully aware of like the public's like view on this section. Like, I don't know whether people really like this song or really hate this song, because I've only seen like a few rankings of it, and honestly, it's like exactly even half. But if it is the side of not people don't really like it, yeah, I think this song is pretty underrated then. I really like both Steven and Mike's vocals here, especially Mike's, because while Steven's is really good, it does have a slight issue in the later half, just how it's used personally compared to Mike. I think Mike was used really well in the later half, but in this first half, honestly, I think Steven steals the show. He sounds so damn good. And then when stuff just starts getting real intense, like, damn, it's so good. Also, I really like this instrumental. It really fits just like the name and like the vibes of how this whole song's going. And I gotta admit, actually, I don't have to admit anything. Actually, I don't really know what to say. I do have like one slight issue. It's the last half after he said, like, after Steven says goodbye, and it like changes to the sprite change. When it's like, I feel like there's moments where it could have used like a break in between the melodies, or not a break. How do I say this? Like a boom boom boom, because it feels like it was going for that in the melodies with the vocals, but it didn't go for that in the instrumental. Which I won't blame it for not doing it, because once he had, canceled build, But if it did, I think it would have gone real hard. And honestly, this whole song, just, if the instrumental was changed just a slight bit to fit the second half a little more, and Steven was worked a little more, this song could be a real great song. For now, though, it's just good. But it's pretty good. I like it. And now we're moving on to A tiers for the last 6 songs, so. To start off the really good stuff, we have Missing No. And to be honest, this song, frankly, was really close to S tier. It just had 2 things holding back. For one, though, I really like Boyfriend. Like, I really, really like his vocals here. I don't know, something about them. It's like, they're like, I know they're like bit crushed to feel like that Game Boy style, but just something like them here, they sound really, really nice how they're crushed. And I also really like the build up to Missing No, and then just the sound effect it uses for its like intro sounds really nice. And then Missing No itself. Now, like I said, this is the better usage of their vocals. However, I don't really care for the vocals too much. Now, honestly, this is probably one of the, honestly, might be the best usage of Missing No, like as a vocals. Like, this is the best thing you're gonna get for Missing No vocals, because you can't really give Missing No vocals without them sounding like glitchy and not the best. Which brings me up to another problem I have. So after the really, really good stuff goes on, like, I mean really good, I mean like, damn, this stuff sounds good. These melodies right here, especially right here, they slide so well with each other. and it's just really good. But then we get to the part where stuff starts glitching out, because missing no is, being missing no. Now, I gotta admit, I don't like the sounds of the glitches at all. Like, at all. It's just, they're not, like, intrusive or anything. I just don't like how they sound overall. I'd rather not go with them, especially near the end. It kind of gets annoying, because, like, they start glitching out a lot, and the ending, like, how it almost slows out and then ends with the glitches. Where it ended with the glitches, honestly, is nice. Just how they were just using the glitches a lot there. I can't in that part. It's just, I feel like if there was less glitching overall, I would have liked this better, but the glitches are fitting. I will give them that. And the first half is really, really good. So, yeah, I'll give it that. This song is a good song. I like this song a lot. Anyways, moving on to top 5. Amusia has one, and I do mean only one, fatal issue about it. But we'll get there in a moment. But first off, let's talk about the song itself overall, and I mean, it's really good. I really like Ponyta here. And I think overall, out of all the normal Pokemon that are in this game, or in this mod, sorry, Ponyta has to be my second favorite. I'd say my first favorite is still Gengar. I really love Gengar. But I really like Ponyta here. And, Disabled. Oh my god. Disabled sounds pretty interesting. I also like the touch that Disableds are not actually hitting the notes. Hence why they can't sing. But my question is, like, if they can't sing, why are they making noise? I'm just asking that. Whatever. That's not big here. That's not concern. But the I don't even know, man. These melodies are so damn good. The opening melodies were really nice. And then these long notes here sound really damn good. Especially the ending part where Disabled looks at the player, and like that part goes really hard too. Like, damn, it's so good. And it's when stuff gets really intense after like it switches from like Ponyta's side. Ooh boy, damn. They sound so damn good. And then it like keeps building up until that final pop-up that like they're both just going at it, and they're both just hitting some incredible high notes for no reason, just for it to come crashing down because of some admittedly kind of cool ending. The ending was unfinished, and it was supposed to have this whole thing of Disabled questioning, like, why can't they sing, and then, like, they take your voice or something. So, I hate this. I hate just how it sounds. Well, actually, I don't hate it. That's a strong word. I dislike it a lot. I just wish it didn't happen for as long as it does. And naturally, unfinished, it would have been better if there was, the whole stuff. But overall, as an OST upload, when I'm listening to it, it kills me. It just takes me out of the song. But everything before it is fantastic. So, lucky you, Amnesia. Lucky you. So out of all the songs in this mod, I feel like Brimstone is usually top 3. Usually first place, I feel like. I see a lot of people put this one up super high. And I understand why. This song is really good. This used to be my favorite, actually. But it kind of fell off. For one reason. But let's start off with the chromatics. Because honestly, these are some really good ones. I really like Dawn's. She's definitely my favorite of this song. But Belief sounds really good too. I also really like Hellbell and how you actually have to click in time with the actual bells in the OC, which is just a really fun touch. Now, honestly, when it comes to my problems, it's the part, like the little interlude right before the contract comes out. It's just not really engaging, I gotta say. It's not like bad at all. I'm just not really interested in listening to it too much. Now, after that, it's actually pretty good. I really like how Boyfriend is like merging with Dawn's vocals, and Dawn's getting like lower, or quieter, while Boyfriend gets louder. You know, the transition from Dawn to Boyfriend. What am I saying? I can't grammar. But after Boyfriend like fully comes out in the final section, it's a good sounding section. I just don't really like how Boyfriend sounds. No, he doesn't sound bad at all. He just sounds not as good as Dawn, honestly, which is a rare occasion, since usually I really love a Boyfriend's vocals. I just kind of wish to stay at Dawn's. But it's a neat touch, and it makes sense with the lore. So I won't blame it too much. But other than that, this song is just it's Brimstone. So subscribe to my channel, guys. Have you guys subscribed yet? Subscribe!
It's already starting! I'm not gifted in 50. I'm just throwing out there. What is this game, dude? Are you serious? Give me a green card! What are you doing? Holy shit! Oh, what am I doing? Oh, don't do it! You don't have green!
I mean, no song like Pasta Night ever gives off that vibe of just hanging out with your friends, honestly. This one just, like, any cover of it, I feel like it works really well just because of how like the song just feels like you're just chilling. And honestly, the chromatic performances here are some of the best of the mod. And Lord X sounds really, really great. And MX, honestly, this is his worst compared to like his Mario Madness showing, but Mario's Madness is not as old as Hypnos Lullaby. So this is still really good. And this is the best Hypno sounded. And honestly, I actually like how Hypno sounds, unlike usual. And these melodies, man, that main melody that they re-sing like 3 times almost is so good. And the interlude sections, or not the interlude, just the stuff before all that and like in between just sound really good too. My biggest compliment is easily the instrumental, because this instrumental just... This definitely, I feel like this is something I'd be hearing at like a bar on a good night. Or something I'd be listening to at a bar on a good night. But the thing is, I don't go to bars because I don't have like friends. And also I'm underage, but other than that though, I don't really have much to say about Pasta Night. It's just a really, really nice song to listen to. So, yeah. Why do I keep just putting out these pauses in between segments? Like, I really should shut up and actually just, like, do what I'm supposed to do.
That is one big pile of shit.
Shit, no. Really like that name. So this song actually used to be pretty low on the list. It was like not even halfway, well, like the normal halfway. Like it wasn't like, it was like 9th, maybe even like 10th at points. I just didn't really care for it that much. That's until I like just started like really listening to this song a lot more. And then, yeah, this song's started getting really, really good for me. My favorite aspect of it is Gray. I really like how his voice just, how it's just, he's a lot louder and a lot more, and his voice variates a lot more than it was in Shinto. Probably because he's actually, like, scared for his life, because he's going up against, something. I gotta be completely honest, Shinto looks completely just insane here. And it goes from the most cutest Pokemon bootleg thing I would ever want as a plushie to something I'd actually put multiple rounds of bullets in. And all because it got bigger and looked like shit. That's kind of funny, actually. But anyways, the actual song here, like, the melodies can get really good, especially around here. And, like, when stuff starts getting real intense and stuff, like, that's the part I really like. And even the part where it slows down a bit. I also really like how Shinto just kind of laughs at Gray. Just because he cheated. And just... yeah. Also, like, the Pokeball sounds you can hear. I've always thought, like, maybe it's, like, him trying to use his Pokemon to fight, and, like, they keep just getting their ass beat, so he has to send out another one. Not like him, it doesn't sound like he's trying to fight, he's, like, trying to throw the ball at it again. He's just, it's trying to, just take him out this time instead of trying to catch it. And honestly, this part where like kind of duetting, it's really good. But of course, it's definitely not as good as when they start singing again. Wait, what do I mean by that? After he says the voice line, and after he says to leave me alone, does that sound really good? You can tell which part Sasser worked on just by how hard this goes. Like, it does not need to go this hard, but it goes hard. Like that final fight against, like, just something. Like, you're just fighting for your life at this point, and, like, you're just not gonna give up here. And then it just kind of stops again, and it goes back to the opening that Gray sang all by himself, which is really nice. And honestly, instrumental here is probably my favorite part. Like, I really like how instrumental sounds here. Just for that little call off in the end, for Shinto to just laugh as she crushes both him and herself. Also, I like the detail how you can hear all the Pokeballs like opening on themselves, like he's not doing himself, but like the Pokemon are trying to escape before they die. But like, why did you kill yourself too? Like, I know he cheated, but like, couldn't you have done it to himself and not you? Whatever. Anyways, Shitno is a really great song, but not my favorite. My favorite goes to
The soup is cold and the salad is hot. How is that even possible?
Frostbite. Don't really have too much to say for my number one spot, surprisingly. I just really love this song. For a couple reasons. The one reason is, like, when this mod was, like, in the downs, and, like, I really did not care for this mod at all. Like, most of the songs were bad. This is one of the few ones that still stayed good. While it wasn't S tier, like it is now, it was still high A tier. That just shows how good this song just generally is. Something just about both the chromatics of gold and red here, and the way their chromatics just flow with each other and with just the melodies here. So nice. And like how it's actually kind of simple at the beginning. Just kind of like the drums in the background, atmospheric of like the wind, and just it definitely feels like you're at the top of the mountain and like everything's just how it is. It's so nice to listen to. It's almost beautiful. But then, of course, we get to Freakachu, when things start really showing. Red starts getting all decrepit, and like, oh man, this is when it gets from like really intense, because this is when the stuff starts Like, it's bad. This like everything in the scene right now is just bad. And like, holy shit, what's going on? Like, generally this song is amazing, though. It's just, I really love it, and honestly, I'm kind of glad Freakachu didn't sing here. Because honestly, if he did, I would have, I probably wouldn't have liked it. I'm just saying that because, like, I know it would have had like something like the original Pikachu sounding effects or like voice, and I don't really want that. But what is here is really good. It's so intense, like, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like the end of it yet. Like, there's still more to go on in this story. I feel like you just gotta kind of wait. And that's why I really, really love this song a lot. It's pretty basic for some of my S tiers, especially compared to Shitno. Shitno has a lot more just layers as a song than this one, but this one's just better in my opinion. Hypnos Lullaby. Okay, I'm finally done with this one. This one took me the longest to make out of all my videos. Don't honestly know why, considering it's not the largest video I've made, and it won't be. But I don't know, maybe it's because I was so ready just to procrastinate on this. And also, midterms were just around, and I just it was a lot of stuff happening. But I'm probably going to take a little bit of break from ranking videos in April, since this technically took D-Sides as my ranking video for the month, and I will post one more ranking video. I might possibly still do D-Sides this month. It just might take a little bit longer. Depends. I'm going to be more focused on my F&F mod that I'm making called Friday Night Confusion, and just working on other stuff besides ranking videos, getting better at composing, and just doing other stuff. But other than that, here's my tier list. And since this is technically the monthly video, May is gonna be interesting. It's gonna be 2 videos. Well, I'm choosing between 2 videos. I'm either gonna do a bigger video, BFTI 26, or I'm gonna do something smaller, more light, that I kind of wanted to do for a while now. Animation versus F&F, cause it's fun. Other than that, though, I guess I'll see you guys later. I really need a nap.